It's been a while. It's been a long minute.
Yeah, at least 2 years.
Easily. Because
2 years. What was that?
it's that dog. Yes, the dog outside.
But yeah, 2 years since that would have been the last time we played together on the Stampede.
Correct. Yeah, 2021. It was the year after COVID.
Yep.
Freaking.
I remember. Dude, I'll tell you, I'll be honest. I forgot about this. And I felt like the stupidest I've ever felt on a football game. That fucking, it was at home.
Okay. We was playing at Freeland?
No. It was the year after that. I played a couple games.
Oh, so, okay, we was playing at the
All Saints?
All Saints. Field, yeah.
And I think it was the Gators.
Okay.
And it was the one game Cam was back.
Okay.
And the only set of things I was in on was whenever we went that like bone or T or whatever, like the power shit.
Yeah.
And we did the one play where it was fucking keep it and throw to you.
Yeah. You didn't throw it, did you?
Oh, I threw it. I threw it in the dirt. I threw it in the dirt.
Oh, yeah, I was open.
You were open.
I probably would have turned around and walked into the end zone.
Yes. Well, I honestly probably could have also walked into the end zone.
Yeah, nobody there.
I had, and this is no excuse, but this is what happened. Jerry, literally 4th down and like 1, just like 10, 15 seconds into the play clock, he's all of a sudden just starts calling Stampede, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck? So I run out there, I still got my gloves on, and then they tell me it's the pass one. And I'm like, bro, like I get Stampede and just running it, but like I'm not.
I ain't warmed up.
No, nothing. And then, so the only thing that fucked me up was that messed up my decision making was then when I rolled out, one of the DNs just kind of sat there, but he was a tall dude, but he was like well far enough away. But I literally saw him, and he was right in line with you the whole time. And I'm sitting here, I was like, if I fucking just toss this up, if I toss this up, it's going up, and it's gonna be like you're gonna be punt returning this.
Right.
And I'm kind of scared. I just got thrown in here. I'm like just doing shit. So then I was like, fuck it, pump fake. And then right when I pump fake, I could already tell my grip was fucking gone. So then I was like, okay. And the guy jumped, and then on the way down, I threw it, and it literally either went through his hands and then he hit it and then went down, or hit off. It went right in the dirt. Didn't even come close to you. And then I was so pissed. I was like, I guarantee you that guy could not have caught me to the sideline. I literally immediately thought that. I was like, that guy was running this way.
Yeah, no, you.
And I was like, that guy. I could have just.
And if anything, I probably would have peeled back.
Yeah. And
just kept going. There was nobody there. There was
nobody there.
Yeah.
And I was so mad because that was the one game that I got freaking wasn't playing. I just kicked. And I was like, you know what? That was the one fucking chance I had to do anything fucking good, and I fucked it up. And I was so pissed. And then I was so pissed that I was the kicker. No one, I hope you know this, but no one told me where to kick.
You just out there.
I was just out there just going. Well, half the time I kicked punches to myself. Or punches to someone. I would tell someone.
Yeah, because you would go make tackles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was one that right after that play, I was so pissed. I was like, you know what? I'll kick one deep. I'll just boot it. I fucking boot it right out of bounds. They're like, no, re-kick. I'm like, perfect. So then I try to do this, try to just fuck around, and I hit it, and it literally rolls to the right past the 10, and Vaughn was standing there over it. He couldn't even believe it. You're good.
No, yeah. We're straight.
Couldn't even believe it, and then he just picked it up. We all yelled at him to pick it up, and then he picked it up, and we're like, okay, we got the ball back. And I was like, thank fuck I did something right.
There you go.
But no, that shit was wild. Stampede was definitely wild.
It was a time, bro. And honestly, I would say Stampede, granted I played in college and everything like that, but Stampede gave me that second boost for football for me. Because it was kind of one of those situations, most times when people get out of school, it's like, all right, what am I going to do now? Yeah, what am I going to do now? I've been playing all my life. What am I going to do now? So I would say the relationships I built on Stampede, the people I met, is really just set me up in my career now, with coaching or training and stuff like that, because it simply was all right, I still can do this. So it's even if college didn't go as successful as I wanted to, or this, that, and the third, it was all right, I was very successful on the Stampede for those years that I was playing. So then from there, I got my guys that I'm coaching high school with, because I'm still in shape. Yeah. So I'm still showing you how to do it if need be, this, that, and the third. And that allowed me to take some kids and was like, all right, just come watch me. Like, I can show you better than I can tell you.
And then you come to a game.
And then they come to the game, and they looking like,
like,
holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're really
You always
that.
do something.
Yeah, they're like,
you always do at least one thing that's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, like, you're really that. I was like, yeah. So, from there, that's just how it really, like, took off for me. Like, especially with some of the guys that I have now.
Yeah.
Like, the first couple.
Just proving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, I don't know if I still had it on my phone or not, but there was the game back in Detroit.
In the red field, and I caught that one.
Right,
I got it on my phone.
Yeah, right.
I have it on my phone.
And I'm sitting there, and I was like, you could see me right when I threw it, just getting rocked from behind, and I threw it, and then I literally I got hit to where when I was laying down, I could still see it, and all I just saw was your hand go up super fast, and then you turn around, and then you went out of bounds, and I'm like, there's no way he caught that. and then we got off the sideline, and it was on film, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, there's no way.
That's the ice mentality, man. I catch everything. That's really what it comes from. Like,
I catch it, yeah.
With the ice, it's I catch everything.
That's dope. Don't you love when you get an acronym that works perfectly for you?
Yeah. Yeah, like, even like with the symbol, like the I is me catching the ball in college. So it's kind of like, it's full throttle for me, man. That's why it's just a blessing that I like.
That's actually a picture of you in college?
Yeah, this is me.
Yeah.
This is me. This is a ball I caught versus Ohio Dominican.
Damn.
Yep, so I just took that figure.
You got your own little Michael Jordan thing?
Got my own little logo, man. Got my own logo.
I thought about that for my now training.
Okay.
And one of the main things is that I had a D'Angelo Russell now tattoo on my leg. And I just got that because I thought it looked so cool. And I was like, well, I can just relate that to my training now and just make it like that. So the two acronyms I thought of.
Big time though too. I'm gonna let you finish, but now training, because this is like, you know how many times people say, all right, I'm gonna get started then, or like be putting it off and shit like that.
My thing is now or when. Yeah. Now or when.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's great.
So now, and then that's great. My other one was Nate O'Brien wins.
Yeah.
I was like, that's dope too, because I didn't know that was gonna happen. Like, I thought about that day. I was like just thinking about acronyms, and I was like, Nate O'Brien wins. Yeah. Like, if I do this business good, it's me winning. Yeah. So that's all that matters. I thought that was hilarious too. But yeah, no, that's crazy. Acronyms working.
Acronyms is definitely working.
And like that's like one of the biggest things before you even start a business. Like if you like, I don't know about you, but I've started a lot of things, but like it's always the very beginning process of thinking about everything that goes into it.
Exactly. And it was one of those things, like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I came up with ice, because I didn't, but I was a part of it. I know Courtney Hawkins, the receiver coach from Michigan State, I know he called them guys like Ice Gang or whatever, stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure the acronyms are still the same, like I catch everything. Yeah. But we used to, my freshman year in high school at Carmen Ainsworth, we had a head coach named Calvin Sims, and he was a receiver, which he played at State for a little minute. He played at Carmen, was an all-stater, then he played at State, or went to State, and then I don't know what happened, but transferred out and then ended up going to Indiana State. However the case may be, like, he was kind of the guy from a football standpoint that, like, I looked up to, that taught me, you know, the game as a receiver. Like, I didn't start playing receiver until really I got with him, because I was a running back, linebacker all the way through. Yeah. And then, obviously, they seen my height or whatever, was like, all right, cool. Boss, chill.
I think that's one of the craziest thing, too, for wide receivers, because up until freshman year, you don't really get many people that are wide receivers.
Yeah, you just play.
You just play, and you play the offense that you're given, and half the time you're not given a quarterback that can throw at 8th grade. Yeah, so exactly. Then you're all like, because one of my buddies literally thought about quitting football up until like his freshman year, and I was like, dude, like we're switching the whole offense. Yeah. Like you can catch the ball now. Like you can be a receiver, and he obviously stayed, but it's like until he realized that, like. He's like, if I'm not catching the ball, I don't really want to play line anymore. Yeah. Like shit like that. That's crazy. That's when you started.
Yeah, that's where it started. So it was just pretty much like it started as a mentality thing. So, like, even, like you said it yourself, like, I always do something. Yeah. It's like, I'm going to make that catch just because it's a mindset at that point. It's like, I catch everything. Like, just put it in the area. That's why I tell them, like, I'm going to find a way to go get it. Yeah. You know? So, but transparent to that, like, from the business side of things, like, even when if I'm not even just training receivers, you know, I can just say I catch everything as in, like, opportunities. Like, any opportunity to come my way, like, I'm going to catch it. You know, things like that. So, like, more open-ended and more broad, like, things of just, like, outside of football, you know? Yeah. So, it goes hand in hand, like, with pretty much how I'm approaching life, man. So,
it's the culture
like, of it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's dope. And that you can double it down on the actual, like, bare bones meaning and then the philosophical meaning.
Yep.
Yeah. That's sick. So you started that. Were you doing that before you met me, or was that like
actually
right when you started?
Right when you were like the first step, because I remember you did the little video for me. Yeah. You did the video for me, like my first one. And yeah, like that was like really like the pivot of the start. That was the beginning. What summer was that? That was summer.
That was whenever Keegan and
that was his senior year. Was it Keegan's senior year?
I remember you working with him specifically.
That was
then,
so listen,
that Carter kid.
Yeah, Caleb. It was Caleb.
Caleb.
So yeah, Caleb from Carlton. Keegan was at Bullet Creek. So what happened with that is that really showed me like, all right, not only can I do it, but
the kids can do it.
I can give the kids the tool to be successful on this field.
Yeah.
You know, so that really what pushed me into training was really Keegan Tolliver, because it was just like, all right, his junior year, like he had his bright points in this, that, and the third, but like I really worked with him that whole summer, like that whole summer. In his senior year, he off the charts.
What was his? Do you remember what he?
I don't remember his stats. I'm pretty sure I can find it real quick, but he was all state dream team and stuff like that. But it was night and day, and it was just like even from the receiver standpoint, but like he started making plays on like special teams, defense, and everything. So it was just like I pretty much changed his body too, because it was just like, all right, we were in the weight room, like we weren't just like we were doing like the stuff that I would do in the gym. Like I'm gonna be throwing a lot of weight this and that. Like a lot of stuff I do is like explosiveness, abdominals, because everything is with your abs. So retracting your abs and everything like that is what I do. You know, so just working on fast twitch muscles and things like that. That's what I be doing when I'm in the gym for the most part. And it really like translated to him in the game. Like I knew. Because it was that first week, like, we really, like, started lifting and stuff. Like, not necessarily lifting, but in the weight room, like, doing the little drills. And then he took a kickback versus Millington. And I'm like, yo. Like, all right.
He's figuring it out.
Yeah, he's figuring it out. So, that's really where this training stuff took off. Because once I seen what I did with him, and then I fast forward to the next year, I had one more guy, which he's one of my golden gooses, Kareem McCune. I had him at Saginaw, so he was actually a hooper. Okay, he hooped all the way up. I think his first time playing football was his junior year.
Yeah.
And
isn't it crazy when you get those ones?
Yeah.
They just come out and amazing.
Come out just raw. He was just raw, but he was explosive. You know, just an athlete. Like, you know, he'd go windmill and dunk like it's nothing, and like catch alley oops and all that stuff. So it was like, all right, you got the athleticism there. It was like I seen his tape, so I was talking to him. He hit me up on Facebook because this was right when I went to Saginaw United. And this is when I'm in the thick of, like, pretty much starting my ice, like, you know, for the most part. Like, all right, full throttle with it, logo, all that type of stuff, you know. So at that point, when I got with him, he sent me his tape from his junior year. And he was pretty much just running fades, you know, just running like just catching it and going or whatever. So my first session with him, and this is what I do with kids, too. Like, it's a little different now, but, like, when you got those ones, like, them ones, it's like, all right, let's see if you really want it, you know?
I take them through the
ringer.
Minimum.
I take them through the ringer or the bare minimum, but this is what I do. I make them wake up. Hey, meet me here at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's college.
It's college, you know, because we're up early. Like, you get waking up out your sleep, just going full throttle, and they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. Like, hey, you here, this is on your schedule, and you better be here. Because if you ain't, guess what? They going to find somebody else. They might put you out. I got a crazy story about Northwood, but we'll get back to that. But yeah, so he was there, and my main thing was him. I was like, yeah, I see we got some bright spots to work with. I was like, but like,
you gotta play football.
We gotta get you right. So from there, he came. We was doing like it's night and day to like how he is now. But fast forward to him betting on himself and playing with me in 7-on-7 with Legacy. Yep. He ended up getting the shot at Monterey Peninsula College, which he is now, where he's at now. But his first year at Monterey, I think he had like a total of 9 catches, 6 touchdowns, and like 300-some yards. So it's just like he's explosive.
Yeah, that's
it's so like he's stretching. He's explosive. So he got an offer from UNLV, and then he also has an offer.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yep.
That was that kid.
Yeah, that's that kid. Yeah, so he got an offer from UNLV, which he's currently committed to, and then he also has an offer from Fresno, which was just in the top 25, like top 25. Damn. So it's just like
Yeah.
It's an expectation when you train with me. It's like, all right, like let's just, you want to play this? Let's get you to that point. And it's just crazy to see, like, man, look where you came from. Like, you know,
junior year, just starting.
And it's just like, I know it's mind blowing when people ask them like, yo, like, you know, and then you just tell them, like, yeah, I ain't started playing until my junior year. It's always someone else. Like, I never made it to the league or anything like that. It was just like, I've been playing all my life since I was 9. You know? So it's just like, just when you got that, like, crazy athleticism.
And you got the, you got the baseline. You got the genetics.
Yep.
Boom. And then, did you get to go to Vegas with him?
I did. I went on an official visit with him, which is just even more surreal that, like, we kind of like making this plan together, because it's just like he's taking that.
You had 2 years of making it.
Yeah, 2 years of making it, and like the countless talks, you know, everything like that. Like, he's a front runner of it. Like, he's the member, you know, and he's taking it and running with it. And I've gotten guys training with me off the strength of him too, because they see what I've done.
Yeah, but like, that's exactly how it works.
So basically, but I did go to Vegas, and it was a time, man. It was, they wined us, they dined us, you know, and it was just like one of those things like, hey, this is what, look what that work do. That's what we say. That's what we say a lot. So basically, just like, man, you put in the work, you can do it.
Yeah. And that's cool, though, that you at least have, like, the Northwood experience. Mm-hmm. And, like, you also have kept those connections, too. So,
1,000%.
So, like, you can kind of find a way to work towards other coaches. Like, you have an easy in when it comes to, other coaches.
Yep. It's just, I had a head coach at Northwood, Michael Sullivan. And the main thing I took from him over to, like, because I had 3 different head coaches when I was there. But the main thing I took from him and I ran with it, it was, like, had nothing to do with X's and O's or football. It was just like, it's just like, it was before the game, before one of our games, you know, we always have like our speeches or whatever. I think it was a away game too, maybe. But he was just like, life is all about relationships. And it's like, it's subtle, it's a key thing. And he's just like, in that moment, if you're really paying attention, are you going to take heed of what he's saying? Because at that point, I took it as like, man, like, relationships is everything, you know? Like, it ain't really what you know, it's who you know, you know? So that's like how it worked out. That's really has worked out for me perfectly, like, what I'm doing, even with the strength of me holding ice sessions now on Northwoods Field. You know, just like, I'm an alum, I'm locked in, but even fast forward to me going to Saginaw Valley and holding sessions there, it's just all about relationships, you know? So just keep your name, you know, keep your face clean, keep your name clean, and, you know, good things happen. Like, you know, you're just a good person. So
what ultimately is the goal for ice training?
Man,
what would be like, you know, like, I don't want to say like 5 years down the road, because it may take longer than that, but like, what's the ideal? What could be the dream?
I've brainstormed about this a lot, and I've wrote a little bit of it down, but stuff happens so fast. Like, obviously, like I said, if I have a facility, you know, and that's just like totally mine, you know, and I can do what I need and whatever I want, you know, there. So that's a goal of mine. Probably having my own facility, but as of right now, I'm shaking and baking as I go. You know, I work at the Saginaw Athletic Club. There, we have a pretty good relationship. I'll even work at Coops, Iron Gym, and do stuff in there. Hell, I even held some sessions at the Millen Civic Arena. Like, all I need is really a turf area, you know, or area. So, obviously, probably the goal is just to get a little turf area, get some woofer, some sound in there. Like, I'll be turned up during my workouts, you know.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
And the key is, honestly, just getting as many kids to the next level as I possibly can. You know, it's really like, and I charge, like, it's a brand, but, like, it's real work.
Yeah,
you know, it's legit work, and you're gonna see yourself getting better.
Yeah,
like,
there's gonna be proof. Yeah,
there's gonna be proof there. So, the goal is a building. Obviously, continue to get kids out, build the brand. You know, have multiple D1 players. You know, I got 2 right now. I have Kareem McCune, and then I have Latrell Fordham. He's at Youngstown, which he started working with me late, but I've been knowing him since he's a kid, you know. So it's just a respect factor from there. It's kind of one of the things. He's like, I'm not about to work with nobody else. Like, I know you got that work because I've seen you when I was younger. Yeah. So
that's dope.
So I have him, and then I have several other athletes. I had an All-American, Avante Vickers, which he's at Judson. And now he's doing this last year at St. Francis. You know, he's already graduated, so now he's just really loading up the stat sheet. So see if the opportunity comes to go to the NFL or CFL. You know.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, but the goal is just continue to put out guys, man. Continue to put out guys and get them to the next level. And then obviously continue to work with Kareem, Latrell, and them, because like those are going to be the guys. Like mark my words, like they're the ones going to get pro shots like right away. You get what I'm saying? Like so after that, it's like who else am I going to come in contact with? Like, and then like with the brand,
once you get a couple pros,
exactly. Like all right, I want to work with him. I want to work with this guy. I have people nudge. I currently at Legacy. Shout out to Justin Sessiante and the guys there, but I currently work with Legacy 7-on-7. That's really what got my foot in the door, but now I do a lot of camps and like stuff like that, and I always have the receivers when I'm there. So like building that pipeline with them, and then all the kids that you have like down the way, because Legacy is actually a bit
pretty young.
I'm trying to think of where it's at because I'm drawing a blank, but Brighton. It's in Brighton.
Oh,
so Legacy is the big facility. Like just being under him is just like, yo, this has opened my mind up to a whole new thing of what like stuff is and what it can actually be. You know, so shout out to him. We have a pretty good relationship, so it's always love there. He's actually the head coach at Detroit Catholic Central now too.
Damn.
Yep. So but
isn't that, not to get off the wrong sport, but didn't Torrey Jackson?
Yeah, he just went there too. Yeah, he just went there for
That's
basketball.
crazy.
So they're building it up. They're trying to get some guys up in there. So, it's they're rolling.
Damn. I had another question I was gonna ask you, but I kind of forgot it now that I said that.
It's fine. It'll come back to you.
Oh yeah, here it is. You're coaching at John Glenn.
Yep.
Would you ever get into coaching higher up?
Like in the college, as a college? Yeah. Honestly, I would. And it's just like, I'm just in the space of high school. That's where I'm at right now.
That's just where you're at right now.
Yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. Obviously, you know, if the things is right, if the place is right, I do have daughters, you know, so like, you know, location is definitely going to be a thing sometime. But if the dollar is right too, like but the way I teach the game and like the little endpoints that I'm teaching guys is just like, not only are we doing the physical, but I'm teaching you the mental aspect of it too. Like, hey, you gonna know how that DB playing you. And sometimes sometimes you get those few high school kids that can really pick up on it, and that's really what sets them apart.
Because they started early enough.
Yeah, because they started early enough, and then like not only am I got the physical under me, but now I got the mental. The game has slowed down for me because it's only DB has rules. DBs has things that they have to abide by and follow. I can see how you trying to play me, you know, this and the third. I can, you know, it's a chess match. That's what I tell guys all the time. Like, and it's funny you say that when they say like, hey, you always did something. You always had one big player or something, or you always scored in the sense of like that, because I was playing chess the whole time while I was out there. Like, yeah, guys are faster than me. Guys are stronger, whatever. My body's probably declining because I'm older now and things like that, but it was just like, I'm hitting a spot. I'm setting you up all game. I'll never forget. It was actually versus the Muskegon team in the playoffs. Like, it was a run play. And this is like just getting off track, but just taking you through my mindset of how I be trying to teach these guys, like, hey, it's little stuff you can do that's really going to set you up for success on this field or for that play that you need, you know, to change the game and stuff like that. So it's a run play. The guy's in man, clearly, you know. So he's playing me off man, though, too. So instead of me just going out and blocking them typically, like, the play is away from me. The play is away from me, but I know you're so focused on me. I'm going to see if I can do something to you. I'm testing you out. So I go off the line, run a slant hard, dip it. He bites right away. He even said it to me. He's like, dang, I thought you was running this. I thought you was getting it. Like, I was there, like, this and the third. In the back of my mind, like, stupid.
Yeah.
I'm
going to make
I know, okay, I see how you playing this now. Like, you full throttle, you watching for that slant.
Yeah.
So, come back, and we ain't got to do it right away. I come back later, I'm like, hey, we need one, I got him.
Yeah.
Same guy in, this is him, I got him. Let's run that sluggo, slant go. Because he's biting on it, biting on it. So, come out. Soon as I hit that step, my stick, I call it. As soon as I hit that stick, I take like 1 or 2 steps to the slant, and he comes down hard, like super hard. Like, yeah, you broke on it. Nope. I put that right foot in the ground because I was on the left side. I put that right foot in the ground. Boom, right back up the field.
Yeah.
And then from there, obviously it's 6 because nobody's there.
Yeah.
Like you took the bait.
It's already over.
Yeah, you took the bait. So that's just showing guys like the mental aspect of things. It's just like it's a chess match.
You
man.
did that at Toledo too with Fredo.
Yeah.
You're just like I'll be there. Just throw it right here, and close your like.
Yeah, that's
you'll
it.
Be there.
That's it. It's just one of those things. Like as you go on, you know the game is slowed down, so it's like more of a mental aspect for me. You know? So that's why I kind of sometimes want to go coach at the next level because it's like I know at this point, like I ain't teaching you the basic of things.
Yeah.
Like you're a scholarship athlete now, so the basics is out the window.
Yeah.
Now I can really find you as a receiver.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just like that's the things that college coaches do. It's like, all right, what can make you better, but also what the 1%. You know, like we're all good, we're decent. You know,
like we need you to change a play every play. We need you to affect it in a great way every time. Yeah.
So it's just getting to that point. Like I would definitely love to do that. I would love to, but like I said, the situation got to be right. But even then, now though, like even working with the college guys that I have now, sometimes when I have them there for sessions, like with my college guys, like all right, you high schoolers better get with it and get right because this is the standard.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you can see it right in front of you right now.
This is the standard. So that's what I love about my training sessions too. Is like I really don't deny no kids. It's just like I'm gonna get through what we get through, and it's just like I'm gonna coach you up and I'm gonna coach you hard. Don't feel bad if you can't do it right now. Yeah. That's where repetition is coming from. We call it stacking those days. You know, you gotta stack them days. But I love having my college guys there because with all the kids that I do be having at certain sessions, you see a kid go something, I'm moving on, but you can grab that kid in the back of the line like, hey, this is how you want it, this is how you're doing it. This
it's
is
just like a team.
It's like a team, and that's why I call it. It's like a family, man. It's a brand. Like that's why I say members only. Like that's really how I be feeling, like members only. Like you a member of ICE, like yeah, you got some work. You are a part of it, and you gotta show us. You gotta do your part and show as such. Meaning going out here balling on Friday nights and Saturdays, like so. And
then when you come back, help me coach.
Yeah,
like we can, like if you've heard me say it way more. Like they just got here. Like you can clearly say that, and we can keep this rolling.
Exactly.
And we can all get better work, and that's nuts. That's nuts.
Calling it, I always say, make sure it translates. So basically, this training I'm getting, like it's not your typical like we just doing shit for shits and giggles. No, it's like drills to the field. That's one of my tags. Like drills to the field. Like these cones that I'm lining up, or this little ladder that I'm doing, or this footwork that I got you doing, you're gonna use it in the game. It's gonna apply because it just ain't nothing but me changing it up, just putting that cone there as a person. Yeah. You know, avoid him. Yeah. Now, all right, I got a dude checking me over top. You know, like I'm like single coverage. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna tell you how to beat single coverage, but has everybody taught you how to beat double coverage? You know, a lot of guys ain't have to deal with that. You know, so that's just an advantage that I have.
You to beat double coverage.
Like, hey, we gonna get past him quick. Now I'm setting you up because I know you waiting on me about 10 yards off. Yep. You know, so it's just one of those things, man.
We had a receiver in high school that. I knew that he didn't know. I didn't even know what to do during double coverage, but he would get it somehow.
Yeah.
And it's just like at this point, I pretty much just write you off. As long as you're taking two people, I'm like, this is cool. We got to be able to do something else.
Do something else. You got to be able to do something else. But you know,
it's
one of those things. When you got your guys, Just to give them a chance.
Yeah. It's crazy too that you even say that because it's like you don't think about getting double covered when you're not good enough to get double covered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when you are all of a sudden good enough, you get absolutely screwed.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what to do. And the only time like one of our it was more basketball. We had a kid that was super good. JV, this team double covered the entire game. And this is basketball. Like it's way easier to pass to someone and go get a layup.
Right.
Well, when you've never done it, especially when the rest of your team hasn't done it, that shit goes down the drain quick.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's crazy that you're like, yeah, we can teach that. We can teach how to be double. And then it's like, oh, you can? Like, you know, kids don't even think it's possible. And it's like, no, it's totally possible.
Exactly. So that's why I'm just grateful, like, kind of like with the receiver. Like, I'll get all athletes together. Like, I've trained some running backs now, too, in a sense of just, like, you know, of being explosive or...
I feel like regardless, the footwork...
the footwork and everything is going to... apply to itself. It's gonna apply to itself, but when it's that receiver, they always say like, "Well, do you coach this? Do you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can. Like I do. Like I'm a football player at the end of the day." Yeah. But they be like, "Well, the receiver," I'm like, "That's my baby." It's just because I had to put so much time and effort into it to make sure my eye was right, you know. So it's like I know that stuff to the back of my hand.
Yeah, and it's great, and it's also cool too because you already know the level. Like, there's always one or two things that are like. Weak and bare bones, and it's not going to be fun at all. But like these one or two things is already going to put you up here.
Up here,
and like it's like It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's just you start doing these two things, and you realize that it's going to help.
Yeah,
you're good. We'll worry about the other shit
stuff later. Like even like with high school football, bro. My thing is my big pet peeve. Wild, my pet peeve with guys is like, man, listen, you rarely gonna run into men, especially up here. Like down in Detroit, like you gonna have them guys where we gonna work releases. We gonna have to get off the ball, this, that, and the third. You gonna have to figure out how to get loose. Yeah, legacy. Yeah, like we gonna have to figure out how to get loose at the line of scrimmage. But here, a lot of times kids is playing 7 yards off, 5 yards off, inside shade, this, that, and the third. And it's like, all right, if I want to run a slant, the days of just running straight is over. I always tell them, like, my big thing, like, really set me up is, like, I'm stemming you. I'm stemming you at all times. I'm giving myself a two-way go. You ain't going to know if I'm going inside or I'm going outside. But just know I'm even with you at the point of attack. And that's a lot of things. Like, I grill kids all the time. Like, nope, do it over.
And that's literally, like, one phrase that if you actually understand those words, like, even, at the point, like, if you know what even means and point of attack is, like, all of a sudden...
It opens you up
like your routes change a little bit. Yeah. Like you're like, oh, I just had that's the point of attack, not 10 yards immediately down the field. Yeah, exactly. Which people don't understand. Yeah.
It's just little simple stuff like running a slant and he's playing inside shade and you still run that slant. Like it's you go straight and then you try to hit the slant. I'm like, he's still inside. Yeah. You're not gonna win. Yeah. You're not gonna win. You're covered. You're covered. Give yourself a two-way go, and that's what I tell my guys all the time. It's just like, is it clicking though?
So I coached a little bit at Beaverton.
Okay.
And I understand the difficulty of coaching individuals. But you can't coach individuals during season.
Yes.
You can't. As a coach, you literally, like, you can't risk it. Yeah. You can't risk not knowing a full entire, like the team knowing the entire play just so one player can run a slant right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You can't do that.
Exactly.
And I couldn't, like, once I coached, I was pissed off because I coached the wide receivers at our group. Yeah. And we would our coach would literally only give us like 10, 15 minutes.
Indy, that's it.
Of Indy. Well, and once again, you come to practice time. Yeah. In a small school, you only get 3 hours at the beginning of the season. Yeah. And you get like, once season's in.
It's cold. I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah, you only get like 1.5, 2. Yeah. And you don't have time to do Indy period. Really? But we would do... And I had a couple kids that were all like, I had pretty decent wide receivers at the time. I was taking a tennis ball. Yeah. And I was like, run slants and you catch this shit. Yeah. And I'm sitting there just whipping it at them. And I got kids like, one kid, like just like you, never played football till his senior year. 6'2". He played center field and pitcher at Northwood. Wow. And Carson Longstreth, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. But he's super, like, batting average just nuts. Okay. He just, nothing but home runs, stuff like that. He played that 1 year senior football, and we were doing Indy drills, and it was just slants catching the tennis ball. And there was one time, and I coached him up all year on it, but there was one time where he literally did the, like, eyes, like, snapped to the hands, 2 hands, caught, and then dipped the shoulder, plant the left foot, and ran. Yeah. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, and I stopped everything. I was like, do you realize what you just did? Exactly. And he's like, no. And I was like, you did... And you prepared for contact that was non-existent, and you turned up field immediately. Like all the things that you're supposed to do in a game, you just did immediately without even thinking about it. Yeah. And he's like, and I was like, and this is your first year, like this is week 4 of your first season playing, and yeah, it was nuts just to see that. And he was like, I can't believe you're like complimenting me on my turning up field. Like, well, that's just like, I'd be telling guys, go score. Yeah, give me that 5-yard burst at all moments. Like, I need that. I need that because that's like able to do that. I always tell them, like, listen, you one missed tackle away from a touchdown. Yeah. Especially wide receiver. Yeah, you one missed tackle away. Yeah, you one missed tackle away. So like, start repping it now. Yeah. I hate. It's a pet peeve. I hate when a kid just catch the ball and then just toss it back to me. I was like, what the? Yeah. What is that? Yeah. What? Well, I caught it. No, finish it. Yeah. Get used to running up, getting north. Get used to getting north. You know, it's just like, because stuff like that is eventually it's just gonna make it. Eventually, yeah, and then they just do it. Yeah. And then it gets, but the reason they need to do it is because they get faster. That too. Like, they actually get faster and faster and faster. Yeah, and then at that point, it's just like, all right, well, I caught the ball. Because lots of kids be like, all right, I caught the ball. Now what do I do next? you get in the fucking end zone. Like,
go score.
Yeah.
I be telling you, I'm like, man, do y'all ever like smell the end zone? At some point, it's like I know I have to get in there, and I'm not letting nothing stop me.
Yeah.
Nothing is gonna stop me.
There's times where I go through the line of scrimmage, and I'm like, if I see a linebacker, like I either run him over or I know I can beat him right here. Like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I just want people behind me. I want to look at open road.
Exactly.
And it's just
So that's the beautiful thing about it. I'm like, look, I love Deebo Samuel and how he plays because I play the same way. Like once I catch this ball, I'm turning into a running back.
Yeah.
Like simple.
Yeah.
Like
it's obvious. Like when you played semi-pro too,
Yeah.
like yards after the catch. It's
Oh, yeah.
pretty much always like it's very often a touchdown.
Yeah.
Unless it was like a hitch that you caught and your head back was turned. Like it's hard to get going after that. But like
exactly. But
still.
like I rarely like I was letting one person bring me down.
Oh
Like,
well, yeah, that too.
it was just like, all right, well, time for bully ball. That's what they used to call it, bully ball.
Well, yeah,
But
that was. Yeah, that shit was dope.
it was fun times. It was fun times. But I hope I didn't get off track of what the end goal is of ice. But like, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The main thing is just obviously getting these guys right. If it comes down to it, and I eventually have a 7-on-17, like just icing, like we travel, like that'll be cool too. Or the simple fact
how would you do that in you're in that realm, I guess. Like, would you be like a legacy? Like, you would be an organization like Legacy?
I mean, that would be conversation to have. Like, if that's like where I wanted to do league play at, like I could probably do it at Legacy, you know. But just like have my own set, like thing. You know, guys, and just branch off.
Just travel.
Yeah. Then after that, like all right, because like Legacy has their own like travel team, but like that's like with but like Ice, I could
make
my own and do anything. So like we can play our league ball, like for the off season at Legacy, and then after that we could go to, just travel at that point, like pylons and do all that type of stuff. So if it got that big to that point, but like I don't know, it's something I'm considering. Like I really haven't dove into it yet, but I've had several people just nudge me like, yeah, you should, like even kids. Because they just love the brand so much and like what it represents, you know.
They want to be a part of it.
They want to be a part of it, so that's always good too. Because I always say like, man, if you build it, they'll come.
Yeah.
And that's just true as nature.
You build it and then you send people to fucking.
Yeah, because it's to the point where I was like, it's crazy when you're building something and building a business. It's like I used to search for people to train. I used to like post it. I used to post it and be like, all right, you coming? Exactly. Like this and the third. Now it's just like it's posted. Hey, I see you there.
Yeah.
and guys are flowing in, because like it's became a standard,
So how many guys do you say you get roughly now at a session?
At a session, I think my highest I had one summer day, on a Wednesday evening was, I know it was 17 for sure. 17. It was 17. It was like 17.
Just posting on Facebook and then showing up.
Yeah, post on Facebook, Instagram. My Instagram really is what does it. Snapchat. But yeah, 17 guys showed up and we got it in. And then also on top of that, like when you train with me, man, it's promotion too. Like like you're gonna get out there because like the connects that I have for one, but for two, it's just like I give you the opportunity to promote yourself. Like I got a photographer.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jack Boy 99. I got a photographer. I have my nephew. He cook up videos for me. Do edits and things of that nature. Actually, my boy Justice Hayes, he cooks up edits and videos too for me. So, which he played at Michigan. So, but like I have all the things.
You have a funnel.
Yeah, I have a funnel of like, all right, I know when I train with Ice what I'm getting.
Yeah.
How could I forget Kareem McCune's dad too? Shout out to Kareem Hassan McCune. Yeah, man. So like he started me with the videos too. Like so like even time like I don't want to do it on my phone, and if Kareem's here, his dad come with the big camera, and chopping and editing too. How could I forget that? So, just don't want to.
You got people helping.
Yeah, I got people helping you. So it's like really like a brand. It's a business. It's really a brand. It's a business at this point. I'm really like running the business while also getting these guys better.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole like obviously
that's the main that's the main goal.
Fuck yeah. How much can happen in the 3 years?
Yeah, and that's really what it comes like. And it's to the point where it's just like you just create traction. You create traction, and then like when you building anything, this is what I tell guys, and this is about to be a gym drop. But it's just like whatever you got, whatever you're doing, you got to make people feel like they're missing out if they're not messing with your product. It's hard to fail at that point. Like with anything, like all right. Kids,
especially being a wide receiver, like not that you. I mean, you also branch out, but like you're a specific wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
And like first of all, how many wide receiver coaches are within a 50-mile,
radius,
100-mile radius?
Exactly. Very few. Very few. It's very few. And then actually that did it at a high level too.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not just shooting the shit with you.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, you can Google me. You can check the resume, you know? Because these kids, now that's the one thing too about these kids. They fact check. Yeah. They look it up.
Well, yeah, I mean...
It's like, I done had so many guys come to me like, yeah, I seen your highlight tape. Like, that's crazy. Just that, yeah, like, I did it. And like, that's another one of my gyms I be dropping. Like, I ain't tell you what I heard, I'll tell you what I know. Because it's like...
it's there.
It's there. It's the blueprint. Like, you will be successful if you do this. So, that's just the beautiful thing about training. But that's really what branched me off into it was Keegan Tolliver. It was just like, all right, I know I can do it myself. But it's like, can I get somebody else to pick up on it and do it?
Yeah.
And once I realized that I could feed that into someone else and still like have a replica of me out there, in a sense, it was just like, boom, let's take it off and run with it. You know? Because that's always tough. The tough part of things is like, even with coaching, it's like, I can't go out there and do it for you.
Exactly.
Oh, that kills
it makes
me.
you so mad.
Oh, that drives me nuts. That drives me crazy. But it's just like once you accept that, it's just like, all right, what can I do to make you your best? You
see what I see.
Yeah. You see what I see. You know.
Yeah.
And that's really like the fun part of dissecting things for.
It's also really fun when they do see what you see, and it's like, holy.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Like, and I'm not even a quarterback, but like I know what a move, a defense. You know. And it was funny. This was when I was at Bullet Creek, and I was the JV offensive coordinator. And I can't remember the kid's name, but he was my quarterback. And then I had like a first year wide receiver named Kurt, and he was like 6'2", 6'3". It was just like, all right, it's JV, like you're gonna get off, like, you know. But however the case may be, we ran a post route, and I'm like, how is this kid so open? Like, I'm talking about the dude was butt naked. Like, I'm looking at everything, obviously. But I'm like, how is he so open? Was it a botched coverage or something like that? And then I got the quarterback right down the side. I'm like, yeah, coach, I did. I'm like, what you talking? He's like, I looked him off. I held the safety and then I threw it. I'm like,
oh shit!
I'm like, oh, you get it. You get it now. So like that just I will never forget that. But like he really held that safety with his eyes and then fired because he knew where the receiver was gonna be and he trusted that the receiver was gonna be inside. Keep it high, don't run into that safety. And I knew I'm gonna just sit here and stare at you because you're not gonna move because you're looking in the backfield. And then fire. And then wide open. And then wide open. Because it had me thinking, I'm like, dang, was it blown coverage? Like, he was too open. You know, but that's
and you didn't even know that it's your coaches.
It was the coaches. So that's why I was like, all right, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
It is wild when you have moments like that. I had back in so it would have been my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
My dad obviously coached varsity. So I was just sitting there, and I'd obviously go to all the games, and I wouldn't water boy, but I would like ball boy, and I'd sit there and just watch shit. And there was 2 games where I literally figured out like blocking schemes, or like that would work, or like because there was like one dude making a play every time, and I'm sitting there, and it was the middle linebacker. He would the guard would come get our middle linebacker every play, and I'm like, you know what? You know what'd be really funny is if the guard just fucking chopped that guy that was getting our linebacker, and our linebacker will make every play. I told our coach that at halftime, and he's like, yeah, we'll try that later. I told the freaking D lineman that was on the field, and I was like, hey, try this. He's like, oh, we'll try it because we're getting ran over. He tries it, linebacker, first half, no tackles. Second half, 13. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, what? I was like, and it's like, bro, football is not rocket science.
It's not rocket science.
There's certain things that really that are dumb simple that all of a sudden tell you everything you need to know.
That's it. It's like, because I say this all the time, like people have rules. If you know what another person is doing or that they have to do, that's a key for them. Then I know what to do against you. Immediately.
And I never really knew that too, because once back in our day, we didn't have a linebacker coach that told us to read guards. And then we got a linebacker coach that told us to read guards. And I started like watching our linebackers, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, that's easy. That's the easiest thing in the world. Once you start doing that. And then you like, the backfield becomes irrelevant. And then all of a sudden.
Because he's going to take you to the play.
And it's just those simple things that some people don't even know. And it's just like, there's things that I still don't know, but like you get over those and you figure it out. But it's wild. And coaching is also, how many kids have you had? Have you ever had a kid say, "You're the reason I played football"?
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm the reason they play football, but I did have a kid say like, "Hey, you're the reason that I'm this good." That I'm this good, like that I took it to this level, and like this extreme, like
and they tell you that,
they tell you that. It's like it hits you. It hits me different, like it's like, and I kid you not, like kids getting scholarship nowadays off of the strength of my work could be any scholarship that I got during my time when I was playing, because I was in control. But at that point, it goes further beyond you just being good at football. It's like, this is life changer. Yeah, you're going to school for free. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. At that point,
you're spreading that.
You're
rather than just keeping it like I can do it, but can I show other?
Can I show other people how to do it? And it's just like you invest in yourself. What you put into it is what you're gonna get out of it. Yeah. You know, and it's just like I said, stack those days. Like some people might have more success than others just off the strength of genetics and off the strength of just athleticism. But I got a guy right now. I kid you not. I go 1-on-1s with him. I'll put him in 1-on-1s and he'll get loose. He's not the most athletic. He's a little Asian kid named Calvin Tran. I kid you not. But he came to every session. You should see the improvement that he had from when he first started with me. I was like, holy hell, what the hell is this? Yeah. Like, and then now it's to the point where it's just like, yo, he'd go do the drill for me. Yeah. Like, start off. Like, he's really going to be one of those guys that's like, hey, come to this session, help work it. Like, all right, you gonna work with these younger guys, do this because I know you know it. Yeah. I know you know it. Now let me go. I don't have to worry about nothing. You're gonna teach it how I taught it because I built you at this point. You know,
and you're one of those kids that had to do it the right way because you weren't athletic enough to do it the wrong way.
Exactly. So like I always tell him all the time, like he's a senior this year at John Glenn, and it was just like, so when we gonna start? I was like, you could be my GA, like for sure. Like you're my guy. Like you're my prodigy. Go ahead. GA. Graduate assistant. You're my graduate assistant, 1000%. Because it's just like I know you're gonna do it the right way. Yeah.
That's crazy. Wouldn't it be awesome to have like an employee, like a couple of employees, to where you're just like, this is the system.
This is the system. This is the system. This is the work that you're gonna get. Like if I can't be there now, I got somebody up under me, and I got that from my boy Byron Dawkins in Chicago. We was at Northwood together for a little moment, then he transferred out. But he has a quarterback training called QB1. Yeah, QB1. So like WON. QB1.
Oh, QB1. Okay.
Yeah, one. Isn't there? Yeah, Joe Boyster, my boy, and Davidson. He got QB1. I think it's QB1. Fair. They both quarterback training. Yeah. But
I feel like I follow that.
Yeah, speaking of our guy in Chicago though, like he has his little brother Drew Dawkins, which played at Denton University. So I want to say it was a D3 college. But he had him since he was younger. Like, coached him up like since he was younger and stuff like that. And went on to college, this, that, and the third. And now Drew is graduated college, was like all conference and third. Now he comes back and coaches like with them and helps the quarterback training. So like my boy Byron, if he's out of town doing something, Drew can run that session. Yeah. And it's just it's the system at that point. It's just getting those guys in, just building the system. So that's like a beautiful thing when you get that, when you can trust somebody to do it. Yeah, to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always nice when you have those kids on your team, too. When you have that one kid that is just like, okay, you know what the hell you're talking about. Go take the B team over and figure it out. Yeah. And then we'll be back in a minute. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I know it's like ICE receivers training now, but I'm doing so much outside of just receivers now. Yeah. I think I might either assume name it or switch it up to ICE training. Because at this point, it's just like, all right, the brand is the brand. Yeah. But it's just like, I'm branching off so much. Like, I don't want people to feel like they can't work with me because it says receiver.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't want to limit yourself.
Exactly.
You're mainly, like, what other parts of the business is there? Like, are you just like, it's just the training sessions?
It's just the training sessions, and then also on top of that, like I said, I collab with Saginaw Athletic Club, so that's in the works right now. But we just got through our first session of the NFL Youth Flag Football at Saginaw Athletic Club. So what that is I'm doing the same little ice drill. I'm doing the same ice drills I do with my guys. Yep. I do that with the youth. They got it starts from 6U. I think it goes 6 to 13, like 7 to 13 or 6 to 13. But they have those teams. And soon as so then what they'll do is they'll warm up with me for 30 minutes, and then they'll branch off and get announced and then go play their game. So they'll meet with their coach for a little minute, then I get in there, warm them up for 30 minutes, like all type of stuff, just getting them ready for it. And then they'll get announced and then go play. So like that's just how the system goes. Yeah, that's how the system was this past this past one, and we just had our final day today. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
and that right there is just leads, you know.
Yeah, it is just leads. Like obviously, like these little kids,
these
like
parents can see you and be like, "Oh, this ice regime." Like if our kid likes football, boom, we got someone that we know.
It opens up different avenues. So I have that. That was really a big thing for me. So I know I'm gonna do some more stuff there. Obviously, doing some more legacy stuff. Doing some more legacy camps under them. And then obviously having my own winter sessions too. Yeah. You know, so the job is never done, you know.
I was just thinking like what other things like could you diversify into? And it would be also kind of crazy is if you could do like, and obviously it's a business that you would have to like really enjoy, but like film consultation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if all you have to do is watch one player.
Yeah, and I do provide that service as well. It hasn't like really boosted off the ground with my guys to like reach out. Like I'll tell them like, "Yo, send me your film."
Yeah,
you know,
because I feel like that's
at that point like I'm breaking you down already. Like so like my guys will send me their stuff, and it's not always highlights either. It's all right, you could like you want to break. Yeah, I want to break it down. I want to tell you what you did.
Your run blocking, your everything.
Oh man, Kareem will tell you like after that first game, I got on his ass. And that's my boy, and it's all love. It's just like I can, like, no matter how good you get, I can still talk to you, and you'll still be receptive of what I'm telling you. You know, he blocked like shit this game, and I told him I was like, listen, you gotta block, you gotta block. He's like, I know. And then from there on out, he's just been out there hemming people up, like put people out the club. It's just like, yo, we're not just about to be one trick ponies out here. We're gonna do the whole. We gotta have a complete game.
You're obviously played college. You know what the colleges look at. Like if you're not blocking, you're not.
It's like I say it all the time. Like even with my high school guys, because like these kids are so bad at it. They're like a kid. Like I know when you getting the ball. Your demeanor changes.
Yeah.
You'll probably run to the line. Yeah. You know, like, oh, he getting it. They didn't call that play for him.
Exactly. You can tell.
DB, don't fall asleep. Watch it.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just simply one of those things.
And then they look at you on the sideline. And they give you a dirty look.
And then boom, ball trying to go to you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that's the same thing because it's just like, they'll tell you if it's a run. They ain't as enthused. They'll probably walk off the line or not get off as hard as they would if they know the pass is coming to them.
Yeah,
you know, it's just little bits and pieces of picking up on stuff like that. Like that'll make you successful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always say, man, look, you make everything look like you're doing. Like everything's a fade until it ain't. Like even with Robert, I'm like everything's a fade. Until you're going deep until you're not. Yeah. You know, snap it off. You know,
get them to go back.
Yeah, snap it out. Get them to turn and run. That's like a big thing. Like so, if I'm blocking and you ain't on your P's and Q's, you probably get pancaked because I'm firing off. Mm-hmm. I'm firing off, and you go feel it.
Yeah.
Like you let me get up on you that close, I'm coming with some pressure.
And you're not going forward. You're going back.
Yeah.
You're still going back.
Yep.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, I was just because like if you think about it from like a wide receiver, obviously you're a wide receiver trainer. Mm-hmm. But when you think about the high level of training, you think of just coaching. Yeah. And like high level coaches, what do? You lift, you practice, you watch film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are the three things you do.
Yeah, eventually I want to obviously break down so what I did with my social networks right now, obviously I'm high on to make sure it translates.
Yeah.
Probably next year a goal of mine will probably be like to stay, not necessarily relevant, but just to stay like continually post because you know social networks is everything now. Like have those moments where I'm breaking down film or it's teach tape and this type of third. But then also sometimes when I do that, it's just like I'm a little selfish. But it's like I don't want to give y'all these jewels or gym.
Yeah.
Like you gotta come to a session to get this jewel or gym that I'm gonna give you. You know. But like obviously, if you want to be the worldwide thing, it's just like all right, I gotta be able to help everybody.
Yeah. And that's like, have you ever seen on Instagram? I follow him. It's Coach Dan Casey. If you ever look him up. He does podcasts with Coach. He does everything, and he'll break down one specific play, like mesh, all the different versions of mesh.
Yeah.
All the like every little thing you could possibly run out of mesh, he'll put on an Instagram post, and it's just like, and then he'll go like, this is UNLV doing it, this is the Rams doing it, this is them doing it, and this is why it works. You're here, and it's just like the coolest shit when you actually understand football. It's like, oh, like that's
like dang, it's so simple, but like that's what it is.
Yeah, and then I also speaking of social media, but there's another. I think he was a Green Bay Packers quarterback, like backup a while ago. Okay. But all he does is play Madden, and he'll literally just show you the play, and he'll be like, okay, we're going to read this guy. And I mean, obviously, I think probably like Twitch streamers on Madden could probably do it too. But it's just cool coming from a perspective of an NFL quarterback.
Exactly.
And he's like, this play's going to work because I'm just going to read this linebacker. And if he goes up, I hit X. If he goes this way, I hit Y. Watch. And then he's like, okay, right when it happens, Y. And then he does it, presses the forward button, it's a touchdown. He's like, that's how that works. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, that's
man, because you make those DB, like, and then you can apply it to real life football because it's like, I'm calling this play because if you play it this way, we got this. If you play it this way, we have that. Yeah. You know? Like, you make them make choices. Like that safety. Like when my kids say, I got him. I held him. Because if he went, I'm pretty sure I was throwing it away from him. But since he stayed there because he was looking at me,
I threw it right over him.
Right over him, you know?
Yeah. And it's, when it all gets put together.
It's a beautiful thing because it's so
satisfying.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone, running back, like a running back picks up a blitz, and then all of a sudden the quarterback finally gets the read, throws it, and it's just like
it's so beautiful. It's like you have those individuals that's just like freak of nature and athletes and just make stuff happen, but when it's like poetry in motion and everybody's doing their 111, it's great. Yeah, it's great.
Damn. Do you have any cool Northwood stories then? Did you say you had one?
Yeah. So from the 6 a.m. And I don't tell a lot of people this because, like, you know, you wanted to make it seem like you always had it all the way together. But no, this is real life story of Terrance Stalker at Northwood. It's my freshman year, and we had morning lifts. You know, I had a roommate. He was a linebacker named Blake Steinborn, out of Flushing, Michigan. I'm from Flint. Graduated from Grand Blanc, but so like I knew him like prior to. I played against him a couple times. But fast forward, we had morning lifts, and for some reason my phone was acting up. I think this made me move to an iPhone because that Evo I had with Sprint, it just was not going off in my mind, or I was just a deep sleeper or whatever. But so the first time it happened, you know, I kind of got like a slap on the wrist. Like when you did stuff wrong at Northwood, you had like a red me jersey or whatever, like basically saying you're all about yourself. So they literally made you practice for the week with a red jersey that had the lettering on it that said me in white letters. And you didn't put up like you wore that because it's just like, all right, you're gonna be you're an individual right now. Yeah. You're not with the team. You're an individual.
Exactly.
You know, so like that was like your punishment. You know, obviously you have to run like before practice and after practice, stuff like that to get out the jersey. But like that's how they labeled you. So fast forward, we got morning lifts and it's a freshman. I'm a freshman and I wake up super late to morning lifts, and you know, I don't know if you ever had to be at something and you like damn near like missed it because you panicked like, oh shit, like So that happened one time and I was late. Whatever. I still made it to that actual session, you know, and it was cool. Obviously, at the me jersey, like it was noted because you know, they take attendance, you know, who is there, who's not. So I missed. One, I'm pissed and mad because like damn, like
you're not trying to miss.
I'm not trying to miss. It just happened. Like first off, why didn't you wake me up, my roommate? That's what I want to know. Like first off, why the fuck you didn't wake me up? But neither here nor there. Fast forward, I missed a second time, and then I called myself going to because we lift in groups or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it was another group lifting that I missed or whatever, but I started like lifting with them, mind you, freshman year. But this is like back-to-back weeks, kind of in a sense. Like I don't know what the fuck was going on with me. It was the adjustment of college football.
Yep.
I'm assuming. So I'm in there lifting. My head coach come up in there. He pulls me out of there, takes me to the equipment room or whatever. Shuts the lights off, close the door, lock it. And he mother F me all the way up and down.
Yeah.
I'll send your ass home. Like this, that, and the third. And at that point, he never had another... Northwood at all never had another problem out of me from athletic standpoint. Like, I was the hardest working motherfucker there. If it was a sprint, I was winning it. And I didn't give a damn. You know, like, how tired I am, how I just became that guy. Like, that... Like, whatever you need. Because it was just like... My name was smeared off the strength of little mistakes like that. So it was just like, yo... this is the stuff that you go through. Like, you know, this the time out for working out at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, this, that, there. Like, that's practice time.
Yeah.
But no, you're going to wake up at 5:30 to meet me here at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, to see if you really want this.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what we're working for. Like, yeah, I'm not working to be good in high school. It's easy to be good in high school at this point. I'm working for you to make an effect in college.
Yeah.
You know, at the college level.
And those workouts at 6 a.m. are fucking brutal.
Brutal. I'm half asleep. I'm asleep still.
So I worked strength conditioning with Central.
Okay.
That was when I was playing at with you guys at Stampede. Okay. So during that was COVID. That was COVID year.
Oh man.
So you can't do anything indoors.
Yeah.
We had all the really big shit set up in the concourse at Central.
Okay.
Like where the concession stand is and shit. That's where our weight room was.
Wow.
For that summer, pretty much.
Okay.
Every morning, 4:30. I lived in Beaverton at the time, so I had to drive 40 minutes to Mount Pleasant. So I'm waking up at 3:34 a.m. every morning to drive 40 minutes to then immediately get handed the lift card, and then say, "Go set this up."
Uh-huh.
So then I got to take all the tarps off, all the shit.
Yeah.
I got to unlock everything. I got to then go to the storage closet which was really just the stairwell, which held everything, and I got to take 80, 70-pound kettlebells, 6 of them, and I got to line them up on the concourse, but they have to be in a specific spot in each, like you know what I mean? It's like everything, once you get there to work out, they want you working out. So everything is set up
already.
Precisely to, you take...
It's supposed to be the weight room.
Yeah. You're literally like, you go from squatting to hitting kettlebell swings right now.
It's a
you
circuit.
Walk
It's a
right
circuit.
there.
It's a circuit. It's a circuit.
And
yeah.
4 a.m. I'm sitting there setting up setting up like deadlift, and like you can't have anyone back squat there because there's no squat racks. You just have platforms.
Yeah.
So now the whole programming is power clean to front squats, which I mean I know about lifting and I get programming, but like typically if you're in the weight room, you're gonna program a back squat. So now you got some kids from a strength standpoint. You got a lot of kids that, first of all, they can't clean it. They can't clean it nearly as much as
catch it to
let alone catch it to front squat. So there was one guy there, Robbie Stewart. That fucker throws weight around like no other, but he's not that flexible. That sucker picked up his I think it was 315. 315. He snatches, but when he snatched it, he threw it up and had it so high that instead of catching it, he just caught it
on his arm,
his arms, and then front squat.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like,
you fucking.
I'm like, I understand. Like, there is, you shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell you should be able to do that, and he just does it with ease.
Yeah.
And it just blows my mind. And like, yeah, the whole setup and then you're getting up, and then in the end you got conditioning, which at Central, Coach Welsh is just fucking battle ropes and slam balls. And it's like, I am getting tired watching you do this. Like, I'm literally losing my breath because they're just 30 seconds on, and there's only 3 people in your group, so you get one little break, and then you're back up, and it's just and then right when you do that, fucking slams for 30 seconds, and if you slow down, he's in your face, yelling at you, ready to go.
Shit.
And it's just like, man, this is, and
that's
what it is.
That's another thing is like when you do stuff like that, transferring it to like me, it's like, do you really want this?
Yeah. Well, like you can give people that
perspective of it. Yeah.
Like, I know that this is what's going to happen, so, and you're not shying away from showing them that, which is also cool.
Yep.
Because if you're a trainer, money kind of matters, and keeping clients matters.
Yeah.
But being proactive and showing you what's really going to happen, I guess, is the key to it. Because a lot of people are just going to, forget about that and not do it.
And like, it's nothing is worse than just like having those guys. Like, and I haven't had many, but it's just like, I feel like at some point everybody's going to get an opportunity. And I'm not going to say any names, but like I had a kid like training, and like I continue to work with him. I can see the improvement, this, that, and the third. But like I didn't think that like it was really like clicking. I didn't think it was really clicking. Man, his mom posted some highlights on Facebook the other day. That's about their snacking stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, Make sure it translates. Like, you get it.
Yeah.
It just didn't look as clean as I wanted it to from my standard, but you're still young. But it's just like...
Once you got in the game.
Yeah, once you got in the game, you doing it. You getting some receptions. You getting open. So at that point, like, all right, cool.
Respect, yeah.
Respect. Now come back and work some more so we can really get you to that, Yeah. To that point.
So this season alone, what have you seen, like, has there been something that you've worked on with the kid, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I got the fucking exact play to show you that, like...
If you get on my Instagram right now, it's i.c.e.wrtraining. And I started doing this last year, but like a big thing that I wanted to do this year was like really like focus on that for like my off-season posts, So if you look at the one, I don't know if you're there. So AJ Hill, a running back from Davidson, and they're 7-0 right now. Probably.
It's just not loading.
Yeah. Okay, I got it right here. Yeah. They're 7-0 right now. So AJ Hill, he hit me up. Been trying to get with him, work with him all summer. Finally went down and held a session at Grand Blanc, and he came. It's raining and all that, so I know he won it for sure. Yeah. But I have my nephew out there, so he's filming. And one of my big things we do is like I figure out what do you run? Like I to ask kids like, what are you running? Like what is something you want to get good at? Like I'm giving you the tools, but also I want it to apply to you. Like what do you run as a receiver? Are you on the outside, inside, whatever? Yeah. So obviously him being a running back, he gonna play in the slot too because he's like a receiver back. So we grilled the seam, like one of the drills we were doing, like working on a seam route. Come to find out that first week they played Warren D. LaSalle, and he scored the game-winning touchdown on the seam route. And that's this right here. Like I have it hand to hand, dip in the shoulder, wide open. Yeah. Like, and that's for the game, So when you get stuff like that, it's like, all right, I got the perfect clip, and then fast forward, like
Davidson's been good for a while.
Yeah, Davidson, they have a program for sure. So then this is a freshman, Bradley Boyk right here. He's actually a running back. I call him like pretty much Reggie Bush. He can do it all. Yeah. But so that one right there is just me doing some running back work with him.
Oh, and then you see
And you see the slow, but look at the trainer. He does the same move and takes off. Like, make sure it translates. Like, that's really, like, the biggest thing. Like, that's what I pride myself on. So, like, it happens more times than not.
Yeah. When you can see it legitly like that, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. The exact footwork. That's dope.
Yeah, that's a cool thing, too. So, man, but, yeah, so, what? Okay, so, I'm glad we're here for me.
Yeah.
But, like, obviously with you, what's next with you, like with your training? Because what is it called? What's this called? Now training. Okay.
So really, what I'm trying to do is do like online training for like it's mainly to supplement like actually have a job for when I go on the road.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be mainly like I want blue collar men, like I want to mainly focus on men like 25, 30 and up. Yeah. And it's literally just going to be getting back to being healthy and being able to move. And like, we're not like trying to be like crazy athletes, but like there's a lot of shit that people like don't do. Mm-hmm. Like I'm talking to my friends that are also like 25 and it is crazy on how many of them like I broke my foot 2 years ago and I haven't done exercise since. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, that's nuts. Because you're going to be 40, 50 in 20 years and you have done nothing. Yeah. So that's the main thing. I want a big enough market to where I can do it. And I'm trying to work on like high ticket like sales on and have such a good online program of me like straight up coaching everything to where I can just have a business that I can legitimately run online whenever I do anything and then hopefully grow it enough to where just like you have a gym, train my specific people and like charge enough. So like the big dream, I have like this whole like I call it the commune just because it's funny. Okay. But like I have like a like have you ever seen those homesteading compounds where people are just like grow their own shit, all that good stuff? Have you ever seen those or no? Mm-mm. So like there'll be people that they'll get like you only need like an acre or two. Okay. And you can grow like all your pretty like anything you pretty much buy at the grocery store. You can just grow. Yeah. So I want to have like a whole system to where I got my gym.
You got the produce.
I got the produce, so like I can like hire a chef or whatever. Like one of my girlfriend's sisters just loves cooking. She just wants to cook all the time. So like if I literally had a company or a business that you then could then just offer food prepping.
Yeah.
And I had also all the food.
Yeah.
You would literally, it would just be one little cycle that I can just keep running through, and then eventually just keep, as long as that makes enough money, I would just keep growing the compound, and I'd either, what I would also
end up having some housing and stuff like that too.
Well, I just want shit that I want a compound to where I don't have to leave my home to do what I want. So like if I want like gym, sauna, ice bath, I can double it down. Anyone can use it that goes to the gym, but at least now I have it.
Yeah.
So I can use it. A basketball court.
Yeah.
I want, if I had a big, so I like to double down on everything, but like if I had a barn that had a basketball court in it, but then I also had like some rubber flooring, and then all of a sudden it turned into a venue.
And that's really like where we're at here is like, all right, like what if I did get that? Like, because I seen it, like somebody in Texas, like a lot of times people turn like barns into like straight facilities in Texas. And it's just like open them doors when it's hot out, you know, and you're good. And you're good. You're good with the natural light. You ain't got to burn no lights and everything like that. But like all you like, if I laid some turf down somewhere, it's up. Yeah. I can do all of my training and everything I need.
Yes.
It's there with a couple bands. Obviously, got my ice football, you know, like all the little technical stuff you need for training, but
it would take a little facility.
Yeah, a little facility. I would prefer high ceiling, you know, high ceiling and turf, and we can get it in. Yeah, I can make you a better player.
You could do anything you want. Yep. And like, how cool would that be to have in your own backyard? And like, do it all then. And the whole 5-year plan to 10-year plan. That's like 10-year plan. Yeah, that's when I get back. So the first plan is I need to make this business work because I want to upgrade my van. Okay. I got my van gutted now, and I got like the bare bones to where I put electrical and insulation in. Okay. And then I can put all my nice looking shit. So it's going to be like a podcast studio. It's going to have a kitchen. It's going to have everything I need to travel in. And then I want to travel and make, in 3 years, before I'm 30, I want to travel and make Go While You Can, which is my like TV show that I would like to like make. And I've already talked to one dude about like somehow producing it. Yeah. And he is like, it's called Be Alive. It's over in Midland. He literally like, I had him on a podcast. I pitched him my idea, and he's like, our brand is he's Go While You Can. Ours is Go While You Can. And then what was his? Oh, Moments Matter. Yeah. His whole brand is Moments Matter, and mine was Go While You Can. And he's like, yeah, you're pretty much like right in our niche. Yeah. And he's like, all they do is outdoor shit, and like, as long as it's outdoors and as long as it's for a good cause, like they have rivers. What's it? They have something where they're cleaning the rivers in Michigan. They like they film a bunch of places that they all go into and like clean up. Okay. And it's crazy. And then they do one of them, the Kiefer brothers, who are like pretty famous now, sponsored by Under Armour, sponsored by everything. They do a show called Dropped, where they get in a helicopter, those two brothers, and then 2 camera guys, and they're just like, okay, we're in Alaska, 30 miles north, they'll pick us up in a month. We got to get there. And they just go. And they film it. The one guy was telling me a story about how they had to cross a river with a bear, and they all had their guns out ready, and they were using the raft. They were walking in the river with the raft in front of them, in between them and the bear. Yeah. And it was a mom grizzly, like they saw the cub, so they're all, right when they saw the cub, they're like, get out of the fucking boat. We're walking this shit. And she gonna get then the bear pulled up, literally like sprinted 200 yards right up, like probably within 50 yards of him, and they were like, yeah, we were fucking ready. Guns ablazing. Yeah. And I was like, dang, that's awesome. He's like, that makes for some great TV. But I want to do what my version of Go While You Can is, me traveling the van across the country. Okay. Also, while doing this, I can go to gyms, figure out what kind of gyms I like, film, make my personal training even better by talking to all those people. Yeah. But I'll film me going while I can in the van, traveling. I want to do a bunch of cool shit. Like I would like to skydive. Yeah. I would like to swim with sharks. Yeah. Because of my nickname from my dad is Shark, I would love to fucking swim with the shark. Like at least like get in a cage. Yeah. Like I wouldn't mind getting in a cage. Yeah. And then while I'm doing all those cool things, it's bound to happen that I meet other people that have gone while they could. Yeah. So then I can interview them. And then it would just be a cycle of me doing that and like traveling the world and seeing what I can do. And then once I get back from that, freaking settle down and do what I can.
How long? So on your go, why you can? How long you gonna go for? Like
so for that, I'm like, I want to go at least a year.
Okay.
I want to go at least a year. If I need to go longer, then I can like maybe like go home, come back, go like make some trips.
Right.
But I would like to go for at least a year because I think that's how much time I'd actually legitimately need to like find enough content and to like have it happen to me. You know, I can't just like. I mean, a lot of stuff you could probably call and have people, but like a lot of it, I want to be like, I want to go do these things, and then if I like, I've already traveled like that once. Yeah. So I know I meet people. Right. So like, if I just do it naturally, I know that I'll meet certain people naturally. Okay. I almost freaking hit. I always tell this story, but I love it. I almost hit Arnold Schwarzenegger when I drove the bus. So I went to Venice Beach. Yeah. And he bikes Venice Beach every morning, 7 a.m. Him and like 2 other dudes, they just bike it, and like. Everyone knows that. Apparently, it's commonplace. I didn't know that. Yeah. Google Maps took me and my bus. I typed in Venice Beach, and it took me onto the boardwalk. So the boardwalk is legitimately stores to my left, beach to my right, and it's a one. It's not a road. Yeah, it's a one lane. It's a one lane. So it takes me, tells me to take a left on this shit, and I'm in a freaking shuttle bus. Like I'm in a literal dial ride, but I'm there at like 7 a.m. in the morning, so no one's really there yet. Yeah. So I'm driving down the middle of this freaking road, going like 5 miles an hour, and I'm like, do I just turn around? Do I just like turn back up and like go and leave? Because this is like weird. And I was like, no, there's got to be a turnaround. I don't really want to drive backwards. About 400 yards, I got shop owners looking at me just laughing. Yeah. Like they're just think it's hilarious. I get to the end of it. There's like an 8-foot hole of construction. They're redoing something. Yeah. And there's no way I can drive over it. So that whole me driving backwards, should have just done that in the beginning. Yeah. So then I'm doing that. I get my brother out. He watches the one side. I'm watching the other. I open my door to like move some signs out of my way because shop owners now are like pulling their shit out. Yeah. And I got people who arguably look homeless filming me on their phones, thinking like just like laughing at me and shit. Yeah. So I'm backing up now. I have my door open, and it's taking up. I take up the entire walkway. Yeah. Like if my door's open. If not, you're walking past my door, and I'm waving to people like randomly. So I close my door. Right when I close my door, I'm looking at my rearview mirror. 3 dudes on bikes just fly right past me. And my brother who's outside just yells. He's like, hey, that's Arnold. And I was like, what's Arnold? And I look up, and there's just this massive dude in a green puffer jacket riding a bike, and he looks like he's tall as shit. And I'm sitting there. So he's a big man. He's huge. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, no. I was like, I just closed the door. I was like, if my door would have been open. He would have hit that bitch. He would have hit it, or he wouldn't have been able to. He would have had to stop. He would have known. Can you move the door, please? Yeah. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, I literally almost ran into him on sheer luck and stupidity. And it could have been, I want to get a podcast, and it's just like a big coulda story, but it's crazy. Mm-hmm.
That's you never know, man.
You never, like, you don't know until you're in the situation. And that's the biggest thing with Go While You Can. Like, I don't know what I'm going to see until I go do it. Yeah. So that's the...
Yeah, man, and a lot of stuff that hold people back is the fear of not knowing too. Yeah, but you can. Also,
I feel like the fear of not knowing is the only reason that works.
Yeah, because if you know, like, if you knew the risk that you were taking with certain things like that, like, we're like, damn, do I really want to do this? Yeah. Like, well, am I gonna really jump out on faith or like really like take this chance? Yeah. Be like, nah, I like the simpler route. I like to know everything. I like to know what's coming. Like, yeah. And it's just like, man, at some point you got to jump. Yeah. You got to jump off the porch. Yep. And like that's really what I did with my training because thank God I had this. Like, because even when I started this, like I was working corporate at the time. I was working at Dow Chemical. So as a CSR rep, and you know it's pretty good. Dow is Dow. Like once you get to Dow, you feel like you're gonna retire from that. But you know, life happened, economy happened. 2 years later, I'm laid off. You know, like I'm in the process of my laid off right now. But it's just like. ICE is keeping me afloat. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like ICE is paying bills. So like whoever would have thought like I remember taking losses in sessions, you know,
because you wanted to do it.
Because I wanted to do it because I was like it's what I love to do. So like I didn't even care about like really like the
gain,
the gain financially of it. It was just really the cost. But now it took care of itself, you know, and it's steady building. Like, obviously, inflation, like, I'm probably going to grow my prices again. But I remember I used to hold sessions for $10. Yeah.
it don't work for long, but it
don't
definitely
work for long. Yeah.
It gets you to get out of the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like that's a big thing with me. But now it's just like, so now I'm at my group session rate is like 25.
Yeah.
My private's right now is 50. You know.
Yep.
But that's like one-on-one work with me. That's like really like the best because it's like I'm focused completely on you. And then group training, like private group is like 35. Like if it's like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Like but like the group session is like, all right, it's 25 a head.
Yeah.
And get here and you can just soak it up for this hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes. Like soak it up, and 9 times out of 10 you gonna have a video waiting on you. The following week, and you gonna have some new profile pics if you need it. Like that's just really how it is.
That's dope though. Like that, you get a lot. That's a lot for $25 if you have that extra stuff.
Yeah. So like that's really what it comes down to. But like my thing is, it's just like that's why I'm so big on it. If you build it, they'll come.
Yeah.
Like
that's crazy too. Could you imagine like having a plan that you sold someone, and it's obviously hard because you gotta kind of you gotta have the kids, you know.
Yeah.
The kids gotta have the potential. But like, could you imagine like having a freshman plan to where like if they paid you, however much, freshman to senior year of high school,
you will be Division I.
I'm your trainer. This is my guarantee.
Yeah.
If you can like match, as long as you stick to my plan, and I know you're sticking to the plan, I can almost guarantee you, like I can, you know, that this will happen.
Yeah.
And like you could have so much built into that system to where it's like however much training, however much film time, however much like time that you spend talking to college coaches for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not all like about like you don't have to only work with him. Like you gotta like I have enough connections to where I can be like, hey, I trust that this kid will do good for you. Here you go. Yeah. Like, and you can just be like that.
I've definitely reached out and put my name on a couple guys, you know, just to get them in school. And it was just like the crazy thing about it, like I was doing that way before I was doing that in college.
Yeah.
Like I was getting guys to come play at Northwood that like for second chances, just off the strength of my name.
I mean, how many people from Stampede did you get help with?
To get in school, for sure, Rio. So I got one guy, but he went to Northwood, played, graduated. Right. Wasn't even in school. Yeah. That's one changed life right there off the strength of just connections, you know? And just like, obviously, like he was a great player. He was a good player. Yeah. You know,
he earned it,
but like that connection of me reaching out and putting my name on the line, like, hey, he can do something.
Just to get him a workout.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a big thing because it's just like, but that's a huge thing because I never forget, like, so I grew up playing with this. He was a year under me. His name was Shane Barron. And I played high school ball with him until I transferred my senior year. But his name was Shane Barron, just a freak athlete. Like, if you look up his high school highlight tape, like, the first 5 minutes is touchdowns. Like, legit. Like, kick return and punt return. Like, quarterback, receiver, running back. Like, just touchdowns first 5 minutes. Like, easily just a freak of nature. So he ended up going to somewhere in Colorado. Like, it was Division I. I'm not sure what it was. Where in Colorado, but he ended up going like to play at one of those schools. And it didn't work out. He came home. So this is back when I'm coming back for the summer and things like that. Like we got to get in the group, the guys together. We're doing 7-on-7 versus one of our old high school coaches. He had a team. So we'd go like get some guys together that's back from college and we'd go play them in like 7-on-7. Yeah. So like just real good work, you know, just working out, you know, doing those things. So he'd come out and play with us. And I was talking to him like, yo, what you doing now? What you want? You know, he's like, nothing, about to be a cop. Like, you know, I'm like, you're not playing no more? Like mind you, like I'm only like a sophomore or going into my like junior year on the field. So like it's still young, like you're younger than me. So like you still have like that clock has started, but it ain't gone. You know? Yeah. And then I was like, no, you ain't. I got on that phone because this one I was standing, like I would go back and forth to Norfolk during the summer, and I told the guys, I'm like, yeah, I got a guy that's like, you know, that really could help us, like that's like that, like this, like not no average Joe. And when I told her the name, they was like, what? He available? He not? I kid you not. This kid came to his visit and ran a 4.4 off the couch. He ran a 4.440 off the couch. I tell like that's all they need to see really. Like, all right,
you're in.
You're good. You're good. So I don't know, like with being at Northwood, like, cause I played with him, he did a little bit. He was like really like a punt returner, kick returner for us, but like just a freak of nature as an athlete, though, man. So it's just
crazy though that you can have enough pull, because like you mess that up once,
you're done.
You're done.
You're done. You're done.
You can't like you can't just be like, oh, this guy's good and then trash.
Yeah,
like
that messes up me and my reputation. They gonna be like, I can't really trust what you say too much now.
Exactly.
So
it's a hard sell. Mm-hmm. But when it pans out, when you get to play with it, dude.
Hey, now it's that relationship built. That's that connection. So it's just like, I know if I need some guys, like I can trust that they're getting the proper training. I can trust that they're good in this position. I can go to
because they've been doing it with you.
Yeah, I can go get me a guy if I need one. You know. And that's really what it comes down to. So, like I said, fast forward back to it's all about relationships.
Yeah,
it all applies, you know.
And and when you say it's all relationships, it makes me even more want to do the whole Vandy thing.
Yeah.
Because like, I've been in mid Michigan my entire life.
Right.
I've been across the country now, and like there's so much more that you could like possibly tap. There's so many more experiences, so many more people that you can literally like, until you have a conversation, you have no idea.
Right.
And distance is like, there's nothing like distance to like reset the way you think.
Yeah.
Because like you get with different people, and all of a sudden like they do shit that people back home would never do. And it's like, oh, like we gotta, like I gotta act. You don't have to act different, but you have to understand like this is what's going on.
It's
here.
okay. It's okay being uncomfortable in certain rooms, because that's when you learn the most.
Yeah, and it's good to do like.
Yeah, like if I'm the one that's always talking or always putting people on game, what game am I being put on?
Yeah, no one's talking shit to me. No one's like correcting me.
Yeah, like I know I ain't got it all.
Yeah.
Like, so I never get to the point where it's just like I don't want to hear from anybody, or not like I like never like stop learning, you know. But like sometimes it's like, dang, how am I in this room, you know?
Yeah.
Like at this point, it's like, how can I figure out how to continuously be in this room?
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's always some gems being said. You just gotta catch it. People be so caught up in their self. It's just like. Jim was dropped, and it's like, I don't know how many guys is actually using that from my class at Northwood. Like that team that was there for that 4-year span, like actually like realized and used life is all about relationships. Yeah,
probably not enough.
Cause it's just
if they still don't have a relationship with you, like that's already one, like, you know what I mean? Like that's pretty easy. Like we played college football together. Like
exactly.
You can always keep in touch, or like you can do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, I wish I would have played college football. I was too small. It makes sense.
He said it makes sense.
I can't knock it.
Yeah, because I went back to that Northwood game yesterday. It was our homecoming.
Yeah.
And they just beat Finley. We always kind of had Finley number when I was there. We played them twice. We beat them once when I was there, and then we lost to them in a close one.
Yeah.
Like my senior year, but like it was always like a tough ball game. So they had another close one with them, and they pulled it out like down to the wire type deal.
Gotcha.
And they pulled it out, but it was just so beautiful just being back. It was just like, I've been coaching high school football for, for however long now, like about 5 years in now. But it's just like, in that moment, just seeing the game from a Friday night standpoint to going to see them on Saturday, it's like, damn, these boys a whole lot faster than like the game is moving that fast. And then that takes me back, like, damn, I used to play that. Yeah. Like I can't imagine trying to move that fast no more, like at the moment, but like I give you 1 or 2 reps, I can hang, but after that it's like on a consistent basis to keep it going and doing it. Crazy.
The level that they're conditioned.
I say I was in the best shape of my life during college.
Yeah.
Hands down. It was a job. That's what we did. Get your body right. We're going to go out here and play these 11 games? 11 Saturdays. Like,
that's a lot. Yeah. And the GLIAC, I mean.
And wasn't no slouches. I was playing against the NFL and the CFL players. Like, I always talk about certain guys that we played. Like, I played against Judon. Like, he was at Grand Valley wrecking havoc. I played against the Harlan Hill trophy winner and won it twice. The big Bird, whatever his name was. That was at Ferris, like the real big guy. Played against him twice, Played against fucking Saginaw Valley when they had the JJ boys, John Jennings and Jeff Janis. Like, they were some fuckers to play. Like,
Jeff
Janis. Played against him, played against John Jennings, and went to the CFL. So it's just like we were playing some guys. Like,
speaking of Jeff Janis had, I think, his son or something. I think it was his son or his little brother. We played him in basketball, my
so
senior
it would be his son. It'd be his little brother, bro.
Little brother?
Little brother, yep.
And those little brothers like 6'8", 6'7".
Easily.
Yeah. Dude, there's the tallest kids we've ever played against, and we got in there, and one of our center's like 6 foot. That kid, literally, we just did like a dump pass where he was completely turned around, had no idea where the ball was. He goes, spins around, and just goes, whop, gone. Like, you couldn't do shit in the lane against him.
Yeah.
And we all, like, we're like, oh my God, this is Jeff Janis' little brother. It's like we all knew who Jeff Janis was. Like, it was crazy, that small town shit. You still have that. That's wild. That's wild.
So, I'm trying to post on my Snapchat. What's the name of the podcast?
Currently in progress.
Currently in progress. Like, that's legit the name?
That's the name. Currently in progress.
I like that.
Thank you. I was when I was doing it, I was thinking about something that involved sharks because my logo was eventually going to be the sharks, but it ended up not being. But currently, like the current, sharks don't like they can go against the current. So that's why I thought of currently in progress. I even got that tatted on me now.
That's sweet. Like, your work is clean. You know, I got a couple tats here and there, but I still got a whole arm open. I need to.
Same. I got a big tattoo coming up next.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's a doozy. People, every time I tell people about it, they're like, "That's gonna look so cool," but it's also like, "Why are you getting it?" And I'm like, "Just wait for it." But yeah, it's like a big Roman Greek statue, but it's Zendaya. Yeah. Yeah. See, you can respect it.
Yeah.
Everyone else, they're like, "Who's Zendaya?" I'm like, "How do you not know who Zendaya is, bro?" It's crazy. But, can you guess how long that was?
Probably easy an hour.
Hour and a half.
Easily. Just talking.
Shooting
this shit with my boy. They used to throw me touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. I think I arguably threw you the most.
I mean, it wasn't a bad idea.
It wasn't.
Okay, Chase. I knew he was gonna get off.
I got one to you. I got multiple to you. I got one to Tella. I got one to Lamont. Okay. I had to get one to Lamont eventually, or else he'd be pissed at me. And then D Rob, I got one. I got you like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, CT too.
I had CT too.
Yeah.
I had CT for like 2 or 3.
Yeah, it was a couple of CT.
Yeah. Because CT and me, like, he was the one that I would always find sitting when I was running around, too. He would sit, you would get in the back, and CT would just sit.
Perfectly scramble rules.
Yeah.
One got to come and be still, and then the other one got to go.
Yeah.
Like, all right, now at the point of defense, like, what do I do? Because I still got to mind him running, too. You still got to
do something, yeah.
It's called scramble rules, man. That's really what it is. One come back, one go deep.
And I tell you what, once I started getting the hang of actually scrambling and, like, looking up, I was like, holy shit, I can run.
Because at that point, everything is out the way. It's botched.
Yeah.
It's botched. Just hit the open guy.
Yeah, just do something.
Yeah.
Or run. I fucking loved running.
You did. You put that shoulder down. For sure.
Ooh. That one game, I wanted to play defense so bad. They were talking about it too. They're like, "Oh, you might get to play outside or against the Gators." Yeah, the last game. Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, we might put you at outside linebacker." And I'm like, "If you put me at outside linebacker, someone is gonna lose their kneecaps, and I'm so ready for it. Like, just put me in."
The fact that we were playing as grown men, I had to go to work on Mondays. We were out there just risking it all for our bodies.
Dude, that Muskegon game, the game before when I was running, when I started the whole game and I was running like a motherfucker. I woke up the next day. That entire weekend, I couldn't move.
Yeah.
I was like, I am not in pain at all, but I am so sore that it hurts to move. And I was like, I haven't felt this since ever.
Right.
Like, I've never felt like this before in my life. And that's when I kind of knew. I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can do this whole semi-pro thing for that much longer, if that's how this is going to be.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like deteriorating. Like, that shit was wild. But you love football so much that it's just so
love for the game,
fucking
man.
Fun. And like I tell you what, one of the funnest things was talking to people after the game. You never, like, very rarely did you ever do that in high school, or at least have like an actual conversation with people after a game in high school. I would say like, hey, like, good game, blah blah blah, and shit to people, but like I'd never be like, oh my god, like, you're the reason I didn't do this play, blah blah. Yeah. And like that Muskegon game, I had 2 people come up to me and they're like, that's the hardest I've ever been hit in my life by a quarterback, and I'm like, that's awesome. I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It was so, and yeah. then freaking calling me Sunshine and shit.
Sunshine.
It was legit. It was their whole sideline was calling, and I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
They'd pick my ass up. They had one linebacker. I think he was number 4. Like just massive.
Is that the one with the dreads?
With the dreads.
Yeah.
That guy was the only dude that could find me on a scramble.
Yeah.
He would find me. And I'm like, I don't know where you're coming from, but I'm just looking for you.
Yeah.
And he'd get me. And there's one, he pushed me right to the sideline, and their whole team picked me up. And they're like, we like seeing you run. And I'm like, good. I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But that was fun, man.
That was fun. I appreciate you.
Welcome. You know? We'll do it again when you're big.
We'll get the videos or however you want to do it, man. But, you know, we've always been locked in. You've always supported the brand, so I appreciate you seeing it, like, actually what it's built and came to. Because, like, you were literally there when I had 2 kids.
Yeah. I had 2 kids. Yeah, at Freeland High School. We're just
High School,
rolling up.
Just pulling up. Not even hopping fences, but just squeezing through the gate.
Yeah.
Freaking.
Like, you want to throw? And I was like, sure. I'll throw.
Yep. And then you gave my guy the GoPro. Remember we had some GoPro film?
Yep.
So, like, it's sweet, man. It was, like, crazy how it then took off now.
Yeah.
Over the course. But, like we said, if you build it, they'll come.
Okay.